folks, this is Kenny Rardin speaking, and what I'm holding in my hand is something very special. Recently just gotten the opportunity to play this guitar and to examine it real closely. Any of those of you who are familiar with me know that I've got an extensive background in vintage guitars, and so I've always been that guy with the vintage guitars. And over the past few years, I've acquired some nice newer and custom-made guitars as well. This is definitely one of the most special ones that I've yet to see. Its construction is in some ways similar and in many ways different than what you're used to. It has, its name is ZEUS, and so of course it has the back plate custom made with the name ZEUS. It is a bolt-on neck instrument, has a mahogany body, mahogany neck, Honduras mahogany, the same grade that the old Les Pauls were made out of. It's got pretty well standard wiring as far as 2 volumes in 1 tone and a selector switch. It does, however, which I'll get into later, have an acoustic side to it. So this, you can actually play acoustic parts and electric parts, and you can have them, of course, both on at the same time. The pickups are of special interest to me because they're not, by any means, this model anyway, are not super distortion pickups. They could be used, depending on what you're running them through, for such things as that. The guitar is very versatile, but they tend to be a real warm, soulful pickup. And like many of the original PAF pickups that are out there, and I know there are many clones, there does seem to be a kind of a bloom that occurs when you pick the note. I'll try it and see if the cameras can catch this. It occurs after I've bent the note. So rather than just dying down, the note seems to increase in volume. And also, you'll notice there is a familiar, to those of you with older guitars, double noting, where I hit the note, the guitar almost tries to go into an octave higher mode. So this makes it real good for pick harmonics and things that you might want to do, but it's also really good for melodic passages where you want to really put some expression into that. Now, right now, I happen to be on both pickups. The neck pickup is a very warm, clean, cranked up. That pickup is capable, that we're still on the neck, of some real nice fat tones. And then the bridge pickup, turned down, is real good for the sparkling. And then with the bridge pickup, cranked up. And of course, both pickups together, turned down, makes for a real good. And flat out with those is. Guitars, when you play them with distortion, and what I'm using is a standard Fender Vibrolux reverb amp, silver face. It's an earlier one, and I am overdriving it with a pedal that I kind of like, the EWS Brood Drive, which allows me to turn down the amp and get it pretty clean, and at the same time by cranking it up, you know, I could get a real nice stinging sustain out of that. But the thing that I was going to illustrate is that on many amps, when you distort them and you do a double stop bend, you can hear the harmonics in the background of the guitar changing pitch, and I'll demonstrate that. You hear almost a lower note going up and down. This is a good thing. This is a musically valid thing. It's a tool that's there for you if you care to use it, because a cold transistor amp or some of your colder fuzz pedals will not really do it to this extreme. What that is undertones, and where there are undertones, there are overtones. And so it all goes into the expressiveness of this guitar. It's much more expressive than you would normally, than I've seen in almost anything. And now I'm going to switch off the distortion, and we're going to switch over here. Here we have a piezo. It's a single volume knob that controls the piezo. Pretty convincing. Basically, it's an extremely nice acoustic guitar. It is both accessible through stereo jack, and unlike many guitars that I have also seen that have the feature of having an acoustic as well as an electric, this is the first one, and this is one you folks should try for yourself on every guitar you see that is like this. This is one of the first guitars that I've seen where the electric and the acoustic do not mix internally, thereby destroying the sound of the electric guitar. So many times the electric passive pickups are mixed through a little mixing circuit, and the actual sound of the pickups don't matter. I've changed pickups on this kind of guitar only to have people go, why didn't it make that much difference? That's why. This one is different. I don't know how the folks at BGF have done this, but it doesn't seem to interact negatively with the electronics that are in the guitar relating to the electric side. I was going to mention also, well, I have it here, it has some jumbo frets on it, which are pretty big, and bending is extremely easy on it. pretty not bad. Bridge pickup. So in conclusion, what I have to say is, in addition to its gorgeous gold finish, which you can read about on the website at Brown's, which is actually gold leaf put into the finish of this guitar, we have one of the most playable and expressive tonally guitars that I've played. Now, I've demoed it, like I say, through a standard Fender 2 amp. The tone controls are set to 5. The volume control is set to 3.5. There's absolutely nothing unique or special about this. The bright switch is off, you know. So if you preferred for your own playing a brighter sound or even a more mellow sound, the guitar can do it. I just happened to set it up for some sounds that I kind of like. So here you have it, folks. The ZEUS guitar by Brown Guitar Factory.